How is the
Good to see
bail
one of the
treating you?
lawyers.
Well, we both broke bail. We both have warrants.
Oh,
Yeah, that's all right. We're still here, so it's gone well.
no, it's good. It's good. Okay, so basically, the plan is just to get as much of the circumstantial evidence thrown out as possible, and to get the court to recognize that there are two separate instances that happened around the same time. If we can do that, then you might end up copping a few charges for like the second incident, but
Yeah, that's fine.
the main one we're trying to get rid of is the terrorism. And in order for the terrorism to stick, they have to prove that you were on the roof. So,
Wait, say that one more time.
in order for the terrorism to stick, they have to prove that you were on the roof.
Hmm.
At least, that's what would be logical in my mind. The DOJ, I'll be honest with you, has not been great in my experience the last little while. So Grayson seems to be like smart though, and that's good for us because if we can at least argue that there is enough reasonable doubt that you are not on that rooftop, then I don't feel like he can in good conscience charge you with a charge like terrorism.
So, I was planning on speaking to one of the hostages and convincing them to say that I sold them the gun a few days prior to that happening, right? I don't know if you know. I don't know if you looked at the evidence they had. What they uploaded? It's an old fingerprint, right?
Right.
And
So that you could have handled that gun at any time in the last 60 days.
yeah, exactly, right. So what I'm saying is, I was gonna do that. I don't know if you know I don't know if you think that's a good idea, but my lawyer, or the other lawyer, what's his name, the marshal,
Murphy? Oh,
Barrett.
okay.
but yeah, he told me not to do that because
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it because I think we can explain that evidence in a different way without having talked to that witness at all.
he said something along the lines of that the DNA wasn't like time stamped, so like there's no like evidence of when they took it.
Mhm.
So he was talking about like
Exactly.
throwing out of evidence completely. I don't know if that's a thing or what. But
So I guess my question to you is there any reasonable reason that you have been on that rooftop at any time in the last 30 days before the incident?
I mean, not really. Oh, nothing that's believable.
Do you own a helicopter?
I do.
Do you fly that helicopter around the city?
Yeah.
Do you land on rooftop?
I guess so.
Then there's a reasonable suspicion that you could have landed on that rooftop at any time in the last 30 days. At least that's what we can try to push. So the main concern for you, Forehead, is the deagle. I think that because the deagle isn't mentioned, and it seems like they found it afterwards, we can really lay
Wait,
in
the
heavy
Deagle
with
isn't
that.
mentioned?
Well, I think
No,
it's
not in
only
statements.
yeah. I don't think it's mentioned in any of the statements.
Really?
Yeah,
So
Yeah, it's just there in the evidence.
none of the hostages said they had a Deagle?
I don't think so.
Oh, that's easy then.
And yeah, and none of the cops said, and we found a deagle. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
No one.
so
It's not spoken about at all.
it seems like they went like so. Basically, the way I read it is: incident happened, they chase you, they come back and collect evidence. If they didn't leave anybody on those rooftops, it at that time, we can also say that anybody could have gotten up there and put that deagle there. Whether or not the judge accepts it is another thing, but we can at least argue, right? So at least my goal, I don't know about Murphy, but my goal is to overwhelm them with so much reasonable doubt that the judge can't in good conscience charge you with a hag charge like
Oh,
terrorism.
so I think one of the main things we gotta do, what you said, is splitting up the two scenes. I think, honestly, I think that's gonna be very easy for you.
Yeah.
Because,
Um
I mean, there's nothing to tie the two scenes together at all. There's zero. Nothing.
well, other than that, like, did you change outfits?
Oh, we changed outfits, we
Yeah,
changed
100%.
cars. Like, we
Okay.
made sure. I'm 110% sure that there is nothing connecting the two things.
Okay. I intend to lean very heavily on the fact that you are a gang and you do gang things. Um, and you have shot cops in the past, and if they can, if you've done it once, you've likely done it again. And if we can prove that at any point in time, for you, Michael, that you have possibly touched Aaron's equipment, then we should be able to prove that it could have been a different incident. That's the big concern for me, is the because in her statement she says that you removed the equipment from her and then moved it to a separate location.
No, what happened was I made the both of them drop everything on the floor themselves and then moved them to a separate location.
Okay,
Then we made
so
one of them come back and pick up his radio by himself to communicate with the PD.
Like, how they should get onto it,
Listen,
bro.
I don't know how. Listen, like, but like the broad strokes is I made them drop their shit and I made them walk the fuck away from it.
okay,
And hey, like maybe I was sweating
You
so
sweat
like I
onto it.
can I can ask her whether or not
type shit.
she removed her equipment herself or if it was removed from her.
She's just gonna lie about it.
She could lie.
Yeah, she's gonna lie
Unfortunately,
about it.
she
Yeah.
could lie. But,
You might as well
they're not
try.
supposed to lie.
Yeah, but you know how it goes.
And then I'm just going to, with her specifically, I'm just going to ask her, how many times in the past 30 days she's had an altercation with members of the gang besties. And if it is possible that, should those fingerprints exist, like I'm gonna push for them not existing. But should they exist, is it possible that they could have been, uh, her equipment could have been touched at a different time? And if she says that she gets new equipment, I'm going to ask her to give me the serial numbers on her equipment without looking at it. Because there's no way
Mm.
for her to prove otherwise, to be fair. And if I can get the judge to it, or the justice to at least admit in his brain that there's enough reasonable doubt, I think we should be good.
Type shit.
The phone calls, that's trash. Like, so what? I mean, you're members of a gang, you call each other. Like,
Yeah,
if I
I
were to
mean,
look at your phone records today,
That
how
that
many
can
times
you
did you
get the
call the gang
subpoena
members?
thrown out too? Like, if what depending on what evidence they use to get the subpoena, right? Like, what's it called? Uh, fruits of a poisonous tree, whatever the fuck.
Yeah, I also don't like. Yeah, sure. Um, for this case, I don't feel like we need to, because the subpoena actually helps us.
Oh, okay.
Because, like, all I need to prove is that you talk to members of your own gang, which I'm sure you do pretty much all day.
Not wrong.
So, like, if you call, like, for instance, if you were to call Michael right now and they were to take a picture of you calling somebody, I'm going to be like, okay, so, like, you prove that he's talking to a member of his gang. So what? Like, what does that actually give you? It gives you nothing. And unless they have photographic evidence of the other person on the other side of the phone picking up at exactly the same time that you called them, they can't prove that you are on the phone with that person at that time. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean it's a big city. Fucking 100,000 people. How many people are on the phone right now? You know, like
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. And
Unless
we're
we're
going to
standing
only
side
have
by
evidence of
side,
that.
you know what I mean? I feel like unless you
Yeah.
have a video of us standing side by side and I call and he picks up on the roof, I
Right.
just feel like it's never gonna work.
All right.
All they have is a photograph of a man in a fedora placing it or picking up a phone call or placing a phone call to a member to somebody, and then they looked at your phone records and saw a phone call at exactly the same time. But you could have made a call to, I think it's Miguel, no, Ming.
Yeah, I think it was Meng. Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless they can prove that, like, that is like you. I think you get what I mean. Like, it's just it's unreasonable. Like, I applaud them for trying. Like, it was a good try, but, like, they can't prove that that's you. Um, I do have a question for you, though.
Hmm.
Do you often wear fedoras?
Hell no.
Hell no.
Okay.
I don't think I ever wear a fedora.
Okay. I was gonna say, if you had an outfit that had a fedora that wasn't the outfit that was worn there, then you could easily just be like, well, he wears fedoras, so you're just making assumptions. But if you don't wear them, then we can't use that. And that's fine.
Oh, I could just put one
Yeah.
on.
Oh,
Yeah, show up at the
we'll
court.
figure that
Show up
out.
to the court in a fedora.
We'll
But
figure
yeah, I
that out
don't
on the
normally
day.
wear them. I'm gonna be real.
Okay. No, that's fair. Then the next biggest hurdle is cars. I'm assuming that your cars are in a shared garage of some sort.
Nah, mine's
No.
in a public parking lot.
But do other members of your gang use your cars?
Yeah. Well, okay. So here's the thing. The whole reason you know the second incident about with the shootout. The whole reason that happened is because both me and Miguel claimed our car stolen.
Yeah.
And then
But there's no evidence of tampering.
right, we got held up at gunpoint. Give him keys.
Right, right. Or you can just say you thought they were stolen,
Okay.
because they weren't there at the time, and then you found out later that ex member of gang had car.
Well, that's not good, is it? If you tell them.
Yeah. But like at the time, you felt like they were stolen, but it turns out they weren't, or whatever. You know, like it's an angle. Um, you could say you were held up at gunpoint, and your cars were stolen. I don't know if they will believe it, but we can try for sure.
Well, whatever you think is more believable, it doesn't matter. I will do whatever.
Well, I think if we can convince the judge that the separate incident is a separate incident, then we should be
Yeah.
okay.
So okay, I'll tell you the whole other incident and why it happened, just so
Okay.
you're fully aware of it, right? Like I said, we got done with the, the first incident, the bombing. We got away. Everyone got out. Everyone changed clothes. Everyone changed cars. We then made 2 phone calls. Me and Miguel both reported our cars stolen. The PD then showed up and then pulled us over. And I ran because I had a warrant for something completely different.
Okay.
That's why we ran away and shot the police, because of a warrant that I had for something unrelated.
Okay. No, that's good. That's actually really good. It's reasonable why you would run. You had a warrant. How long would you say would it be between the 2 incidents?
10,
and the
15
911
minutes.
call?
Oh, the 911 call?
From the bombing, right? From that scene to when the 911 call happened, I would say like an hour, right?
What?
From the entire from the entire event forward, right? Like the entire chase. The chase ended though once we were completely out, maybe 10 minutes. Does that make sense?
Once we're completely out, like once the police completely lost us, I would say 10 minutes. And then like 15 minutes afterwards, we're pulled over.
Yeah. But
So
like,
I mean, 10 minutes. 10 minutes is a
bombing,
long time. You know, like anything can happen in 10 minutes.
Yeah, and then you did have a warrant, which makes
I did.
sense as to why.
And that's why we ran away and shot the police. So that could be the argument.
Okay.
Which, to be honest, that is the reason.
Heavily on that being a separate incident. I don't know, like, if the police will consider it a separate incident. I'll have to look over the reports again. If they filed 2 separate reports, that helps us.
I just don't know how they could
Yeah.
link the two. I'm gonna be real. I just don't see it.
It doesn't make sense, but I'll tell you this: they 100% think it's a similar incident, because when we were getting like rammed and shit, the police were saying over the megaphone, "Yo, you guys bombed cops."
No, you killed cops. Yeah, that's what they were saying.
Yeah, you killed cops. Like,
But okay, but let me ask you this question: if they were so sure that we killed cops, why did they pull us over and not open fire on us?
yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
right? But like in their head, they saw it as one continuous thing. But it's somehow we were able to get all the way to a shootout without them just open firing on who they believed
they
to
did
be
a
terrorists.
traffic stop on us and didn't shoot us, even though they believed that we shot cops. So obviously they couldn't prove that we shot cops.
Right, and if it had been one continuous instance,
Then they would have opened fire.
They would have had.
They would have
fucked.
They would have had the right to open fire on us. Exactly.
And they have in the past, right? Like in past.
Oh,
Yes,
of course. Listen. If a cop sees you shoot a cop, never mind blow them up, they will open fire on you 100%. The fact that they didn't open fire on us, they weren't sure that it was us from the same scene. That can definitely be your argument, like 100,000,000% that could be your argument.
Okay, that's good. That's really good, actually. Okay. So yeah, I do think the biggest hurdle is going to be that your cars were seen at the scene. or
I,
near the scene? Like, how far away were they from
They're a Maze
the
Bank. Maze
towers?
Bank Tower, the elevators are. But so
Okay.
that's like across the road from the FIB building.
Okay, so but they were essentially at one of the two towers.
No.
no. So the Maze Bank Tower overlooks the FIB and IAA. So the Maze Bank
Oh,
Tower
okay.
is like to the west, and then the IAA and FIB
So,
are
so
like two
basically,
blocks over.
the cars weren't parked at the towers or the two buildings where the shit happened. It was parked across the
They were just
street.
parked.
It was parked across the street at a different like you know, a different tower.
But those were the cars that were used to take the hostages
Yeah.
hostage in the first place.
Yes.
And did you
I
flee in those vehicles?
Say that again?
no.
Did you flee in those vehicles?
No.
Okay.
One thing, Miss Spartan, that you could bring up, and it's on you, right?
Mhm.
Is you could say some dumb shit like, you were trying to ask if we share our cars. Listen, most of the time, everyone's got keys to our cars. You could say some dumb shit like we always leave, our fucking keys in the whip at Lucky Plucker.
Yeah.
You could say something like that because it's not a lie, but I leave my cars unlocked at the Lucky Plucker. So even if they weren't tampered with, someone might have keys. You see what I'm saying? Like
Yep,
that.
100%.
Go down there right now, and you'll. I wouldn't argue that because I don't think they would believe me. But if you want to,
No,
it's not a lie
it's
technically.
definitely helpful. It is actually helpful because you can just find keys, and if you leave your cars unlocked, then it is reasonable that they could have been stolen without being tampered with. Oh, that's good. I'll make a note of that. Let's see if there's anything else I need from you. Like I told Michael on the phone, Aubrey, I would like to avoid having you guys be put on the stand, if at all possible.
Well, yeah, I mean, if that's what you want, then that's what we'll do.
Yeah, yeah. Unless they call you, and then of course I will cross. And mainly I'm
Oh,
going to
they
be
will
calling.
100% call us up, no?
They can try, yeah, but I don't think like that's gonna be. Like, I feel like that's just gonna backfire.
I don't know what they would ask.
For
What
them.
what they would ask me? Like, where were you at? I'd be like,
Yeah,
I don't
where were
know.
you at the time?
They
Yeah,
didn't
like
lucky
that's
plucker.
pretty much it. Yeah, like
What if
they
I
can't really.
what if I get picture proof and with a time step on it where I was?
You could, but if that backfires, then you're tampering with evidence, and that's a charge you don't really want.
Damn.
Triggered.
Okay.
I don't think we need it. If I'm honest, it's better if they don't know where you were because then there's an ambiguity to it, right? So, like, for instance,
Let's say they do close up to the stand and they ask us where we were. What do we tell them?
just where whatever you want to tell them. Like, you could say you're at the Lucky Plucker, as long as like I would put yourself at a decent spot in the city away from the incident, but close enough that you could be involved in the second incident. Because I feel like if we can prove to them that it's a separate incident and you were involved in that incident because of a traffic stop. Like where was the traffic stop?
Up by the old
I think
courthouse.
it was Mirror Park.
You know the old courthouse?
Yeah.
Right in front of it.
Okay. I would just say if they ask you where you were, I would just put yourself somewhere around that, you know, around that area or somewhere that you guys are a lot. The Lucky Plucker does work.
Yeah.
Because like, why would you not be on your turf? You know.
I mean, I feel like it's more believable if I say I don't know where the fuck I was. Most probably, because I feel like if I tell them exactly where I was, that's more suspicious than me not remembering.
I mean, you could even just say you were just driving around. I'm sure you guys do that a lot too. So.
I was at the jewelry store, Your Honor. I was at the jewelry store.
I think it's more believable for me to not remember where I was than for me to exactly remember where I was.
I was checking to see if jewelry has been hit.
That's what I'll say. That's what I'll say.
Yeah, no, honestly.
Types.
Because, like, what are they gonna do, right? You know? It's believable. And it's not like we're trying to prove that you're not criminals. Like,
Yeah,
I mean,
100%.
Yeah.
Too late for that,
That's
you know what I'm
why
saying?
Exactly. Like we're like all of the second charges, like if they want to charge us for the shootout and all the other shit, like we don't give a singular fuck about any of that. It's just the terrorism.
Okay.
Everything else will take on the chin, no questions.
No, that's fair. And like I said, everything that they have, in my opinion, for the terrorism charge is circumstantial.
All right. I think we got a good chance tomorrow in court, dog. As long as
I
all the
do.
other
I ain't
lawyers
gonna
show
lie.
up.
I'll touch base with Murphy as soon as I can, and see what he wants to do. I'm just preparing an independent case, you know,
All right.
just so that
Just in case.
I'm prepared. Yeah, and then I'll like obviously Murphy first chair. He can do what he wants, and then I'll give my input. But yeah, I'm still just gonna prepare my own case just in case.
All right.
No, we appreciate that.
Nice. Is there
Sounds
anything you
great.
need from me?
I think that's it for today.
No, we're good. We'll see you tomorrow, all right? And we got
Yep.
this.
Thank you so much. Have a good day.
Yeah. Thank you
Hey,
for your
hey,
time.
tomorrow we got this.
Appreciate
You know what
it.
I'm saying? 100%.
Type shit.